In the previous step, we started Scala successfully. Let's continue from there. We can use this Scala console as a very simple calculator as well. So, if you type 2 plus 4, it would compute the sum. You can see it has given the answer as 6. And it has also defined a variable called res0, which contains the result. The data type of res0 is int, which means integer. To see the value of a variable, you can simply type the name of the variable and press enter. It would print the value contained in the variable. You can see that it has displayed the value of res0. You can also define your own variables by using var. So, if I say var x equals 10, it would create x having value as 10. Also, we can use x in other calculations. For example, var y equals x into 4. So, this first multiplies x by 4 and then it assigns the result to y. You can see that the value of y is 40. The way we used addition and multiplication operators so far, we also have named operators called methods. These methods take inputs via arguments and optionally return the result. For example, print displays the value on the screen. Let's see. If you type print bracket double quote hello comma world double quote and bracket closed, it prints hello world on the screen. Here, print takes a string or text as the input by the way of its first argument. Also, notice that we define a string by enclosing something in double quotes. Also, note that we define a single character by enclosing it in single quotes. You can see that we have defined a variable a having character h as the value. This print is an inbuilt function or method. There are some other libraries of methods which are provided by Scala. For example, math library. Let's import all the functions or methods from math library by simply typing import space math dot underscore. Now, we can use functions such as sqrt for computing square root of a value. You can see that square root of 25 is 5. Now let's try to compute simple interest. Let's define our principal amount as 10, where principal equals 10, and rate of interest as 10% annually, and duration as 4 years. So our interest would be principal multiplied by rate multiplied by duration and divided by 100. So you can see that the interest is 4. Now we can change the principal amount to 100 and re-execute the formula. We will see the interest is 40. Also, note that you can use up arrow key to go to the previous expressions. We can also define our own methods so that we do not have to write the same code again and again. Let's define a method called simple interest in the following way. Def space simple interest, then bracket followed by arguments. Our first argument is principal, which is integer, and second argument is rate, which is double or decimal, and third argument, duration, in years is an integer. The return type of this function is a number, a decimal number, which is double. We start the body of the method after the open curly bracket. Inside this function, we are going to return the simple interest, which is principal into rate into duration divided by 100. Then we close the curly bracket to mark the end of the method definition. Let's try to call the method that we have just defined by providing principal as 700, rate of interest as 7, and duration as 4. You can see that the interest is 196. So, we have created our own interest computing machine, which we can use as many times as we wish.